Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Piper L-4 Grasshopper. The Piper J3 Cub is an American light aircraft that was built between 1938 and 1947 by Piper Aircraft. The aircraft has a simple, lightweight design which gives it good low-speed handling properties and short field performance. The Cub is Piper Aircraft's most produced model with nearly 20,000 built in the United States. Its simplicity, affordability, and popularity invokes comparisons to the Ford Model T automobile. The Cub was designed as a trainer. It had great popularity in this role and as a general aviation aircraft. Due to its performance, it was well suited for a variety of military uses such as reconnaissance, liaison, and ground control. It was produced in large numbers during World War II as the L-4 Grasshopper. Many Cubs are still flying today, and Cubs are highly prized as bush aircraft. So yeah, pretty awesome aircraft here. The version we have in front of us is actually based off of a real famous L-4 Grasshopper, and probably the most famous one ever, being the Rosie the Rocketeer, which basically involved the pilot, which name escapes me, but the pilot actually thought, hey, I'm flying over these enemy territories, spotting tanks, all that stuff, and I can't do anything about them. So he decided to go ahead and actually strap 6 bazookas, 3 on each wing, on the struts, and actually use those bazookas with a makeshift firing mechanism to actually be able to fire them from the cockpit and actually attack tanks. And I think he actually had a pretty good amount of tank kills. I forget the exact number, but it got to the point that the Germans were so scared of this one aircraft in particular, anytime they saw one of these liaison aircraft, they immediately were all over trying to shoot it down. So really cool kind of story behind that. And I believe the actual plane, the actually Rosie the Rocketeer, is on display somewhere in some museum. So pretty cool aircraft and some interesting history to it. But yeah, should be a nice one to kind of add into your military world as a nice simple scout aircraft. And even if you wanted to recreate some scenes of Rosie the Rocketeer in action, firing some bazookas off at enemy tanks. So pretty cool aircraft. And before we go and take a look at it, I want to go give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go ahead and place a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so earn a few requests to your choosing. Really helps support the work I do on my channel, and is obviously very greatly appreciated. So definitely feel to check it out. Again, links always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go ahead and jump into taking a look here at the aircraft and go from there. So as you can see here, it's an extremely small aircraft. I think it's actually probably one of our smallest aircraft we've really done so far as a tutorial. But you can see we got the kind of top mounted wings, the cockpit, which is has a lot of glass, so a lot of basically a lot of visual abilities from the pilot, be able to see out around the plane pretty relative ease. We have the invasion stripes on the back here. I guess very iconic. Just the whole side and all that stuff, the markers on the plane and all that stuff. So nothing too crazy about that. What really makes this aircraft different here is the addition of these little bazookas here, which are mounted on the wings. I mean, they're not perfect, but probably the closest we're really going to be able to get for trying to create those bazookas. And yeah, so kind of a cool little aircraft here, and a really kind of a famous piece of history, and really quite a amazing story, if you ask me, for this aircraft in particular. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. And that's really the aircraft. Really small, really simple, and is only an in-flight version, as the landing version would be sitting on an angle. So this right here is the in-flight version only for this model. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we'll go ahead and begin with layer 3. A few things I want to mention is if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way we'll be structuring this tutorial is we're going ahead and doing half on camera, half off. What this means is we're going to be building the center line of the aircraft on camera, and then I'll be leaving the left side up for you guys to copy after we complete the right side. So it'll make a little bit more sense as we progress through the layers, and the build really isn't too complicated, so it shouldn't be anything too difficult. The aircraft is also completely symmetrical on both sides, so whatever we do on one side will be done to the other, so there's no things that could throw you off or anything like that, so it should be pretty straightforward. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is also an in-flight version only, so there will be no landing gear or landed version I should say, for this aircraft, though you're free to go ahead and modify it to whatever you need to do to make it work. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to place down a row 2 of green terracotta. Now coming off the direction toward the front of the aircraft, so we're going to have it facing that direction. We're going to place down a dark oak wood upside stair, a dark oak wood top slab, and then a zombie head coming off the side of that top slab. Then coming off the zombie head, we're going to place down an oak wood fence post, like that for the front. Going to this row 2 green terracotta and going back from it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood upside stair, 2 dark oak wood top slabs, an iron trapdoor, a dark oak wood trapdoor, and after that dark oak wood trapdoor, we're going to skip 2 spaces and then place down a wither skeleton skull, like that, coming off this block here. We can then delete those blocks, and we should get something that looks like that there for our center line. After that, moving out to the sides here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of this top slab, followed by a green stained glass pane back from it, and then 2 mossy cobblestone walls back from that. We're going to then place down a dark oak wood slab coming off that mossy cobblestone wall, followed by a dark oak wood sign on both sides of the slab, and then we're going to then place down a dark oak fence gate coming off the side of the slab, opened up toward it, just like that. And we then want to take a zombie head and place it down on both sides here of this dark oak wood upside stair. With that all complete there, that's going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer 3 for the build. Taking a look at it from above, this is what we should have for the bottom layer here. And with that, we're going to drop down to layers 1 and 2, and from there, up to layer 4. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving down to layers 1 and 2. For these layers here, we'll be going ahead and go into the bottom of the aircraft. We want to go get started with by going ahead and going to the bottom of this first green terracotta block here. We're going to place down a polished andesite slab that comes down from it, so not a top slab like this, but rather a half slab like so. We're going to then go off that half slab, placing down an end rod, and then we're also going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on the bottom of this green stained glass pane. After that, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood upside stair on the bottom of that top slab, or sorry, on the bottom of that regular slab, so upside down like that. On both sides of the stair, we're going to place down a green zombie head, and then on the bottom of the stair, we're going to place down a iron trapdoor. After that, we want to go place down a polished black stone top slab, coming off the iron trapdoor, and then a polished black stone slab on top of it to go ahead and make the landing gear wheels. And with that all complete there, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for layers 1 and 2. Pretty straightforward stuff there for that layer. Again, here's what it should look like here from the bottom. And that right there will conclude what we have there for layers 1 and 2. And with that, let's go ahead and jump up to layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block on top of the zombie head here up in the front. And then coming off it toward the front here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull. After that, we're going to go ahead and go back from this green terracotta block, place down a second one back, and then right here, if you want to go ahead and basically do an interior, you can go ahead and leave a space of 5 for you guys to do the interior, and that right there will give you plenty of space to work with in here. If you don't care about doing an interior like me, and you're not going to do one, you can go ahead and just fill this in for row 5 of black concrete. Either way, row 5 of black concrete or just row 5 of space left open to come back to you and put your interior in if you do want to do that. Anyways, after that, we're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block, followed by a smooth quartz block, a black concrete block, smooth quartz block, dark oak wood upside stair, dark oak wood top slab, and then a dark oak wood trapdoor after that top slab. After that, going up to the front here again, we're going to place down a polished black stone wall coming off the side of this green terracotta block, and we can then go into our creative menu, grab ourselves an item frame, place down an item frame on the side of that wall there, and then a black bed in the item frame, rotate on its side like so. After that, we want to go and then place down a green stained glass pane back, sandstone wall, 1 and 2 mossy cobblestone walls, diorite wall, white stained glass pane, green stained glass pane, and then another white stained glass pane directly after that. After we have that done, we're going to then place down a dark oak wood slab that goes up from the trapdoor and out to the side there, like so. And we then want to go ahead and go from this slab here, and we're going to place down a top slab. So top slab like so. And then coming off the 2 slabs here, we're going to go and skip a space forward, place down 2 green terracotta blocks like so, and then 2 end rods coming off those blocks. You can then delete those 2 blocks, and we should have 2 end rods like so, come off those slabs there. And then right back here, we're going to do the same thing here, just 2 iron trap or end rods going back, and then the zombie head here on both, coming off those end rods like that for your bazookas there. And with that all complete, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 4. Here's an aerial view of what it should look like so far from the top-down view. And with that, let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence post on top of this skeleton skull, followed by a green carpet back, dark oak wood trapdoor, another brick stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 black stained glass full blocks, a dark oak wood stair, white concrete, blue concrete, white concrete, and then 3 green terracotta blocks like that back. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull on the side of this nether brick stair. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 black stained glass panes back, a green stained glass pane, white stained glass, blue stained glass, white stained glass like that. We're going to go ahead and go back to these last 2 green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 2 dark oak trapdoors here, followed by another 2 out to the side here, and then 1 more dark oak trapdoor like that. And once we have that all done there, that's it for our fuselage. Going ahead and moving to the struts here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence post on top of this slab here, followed by a slab coming off the fence posts out to the side there, and then a dark oak sign on both sides of the slab. And then after that slab, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence gate coming off the slab like so, and open up toward it out to the side there. And after we have that all done, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer 5. Again, here's an overview of what it should look like. And with that, we'll go and jump into our next layer, layer number 6. Alright guys, go ahead and move into our next layer. We'll be moving into layer number 6. For layer 6 here, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak slab on top of this black stained glass block. We're going to follow it up and place down a narrow brick slab back, followed by a daylight detector turned to night mode, a dark oak trapdoor, a iron trapdoor, dark oak trapdoor. Actually, sorry, my bad. This should be 2 dark oak trapdoors and then an iron trapdoor. So just like that. Followed by a black carpet on top of the blue concrete, white carpet, a mossy cobblestone wall, green terracotta block, and a mossy cobblestone wall. On the back here on top of these dark oak trapdoors, we're just going to place down green carpets like so. Going back up to the front here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak slab out to the side here like so, followed by a daylight detector directly behind it. At this point here, we're going to go and repeat this same row right here 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then at this point here, for our invasion stripes, we're going to place down a smooth quartz block like that, followed by a polished black stone slab, and then another smooth quartz slab like so. We're going to place down a daylight detector here, a daylight detector coming off this polished black stone block, or slab turned to night mode like so, and then another daylight detector like that coming off the other quartz block. We then want to go ahead and go an additional 4 dark oak slabs out to the side here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again, using our daylight detectors, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the trailing edge there. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 6. And with that, we're going to move into our last final layers. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our last final layers here, we have layers 7 through 8. These layers here are super simple. We're going to go on top of this green terracotta block. We're going to place down 1 more that goes up. Green stained glass pane to both sides, and then a dark oak trapdoor on top of the block like that. And we're going to go then just place down this green banner design on the side of that slab, or on the side of the green terracotta block. To make this super simple, you're just going to take a green banner, do the yellow brick pattern, and then do a line horizontally across the top of green dye, and a line horizontally across the bottom. Really easy to make that, and pretty straightforward, and it's just going to go on both sides there of that green terracotta block. Also, if you do want to have a letter on the side of the aircraft for like basically the aircraft designation, this right here is usually the number, and this right here is usually what squadron or group this belongs to. So for this, very simply, we just have a green banner with white writing. I'm not going to show you guys exactly how to make a letter banner because you can really do whatever banner, whatever number or whatever letter you guys want there. But for me, I just did N. Doesn't really matter too much though. But yeah, there's plenty of tutorials out there that do show how to make these letter banners. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and find one of those and customize that letter on both sides there. But it's located on this green terracotta block to both sides. Anyways, with that all complete there, that's going to wrap up layers 7 and 8, and with that, that's going to complete my tutorial here for the L-4 Grasshopper, more specifically based off the Rosie the Rocketeer version. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This being the thing from the style of the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for your free and fair projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. With that though, again, big special thanks to Patreon support Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett204, and I'll see you guys next time.